May I have your attention, please? I'm Dr. Shelley Hamill, Assistant Chief Faculty Marshal and Professor of Health Education. On behalf of the President of Winthrop University, our Board of Trustees, and our faculty and staff, I welcome you to Winthrop's Commencement. The academic procession will begin in about 5 minutes, so if you haven't already done so, please find your seat. Families are invited to take photographs and videos of the ceremony. However, we ask that you remain in your seats to do so. Please turn off cell phones during the ceremony. Noisemakers such as air horns or cowbells are not allowed, and guests using these will be asked to leave the Coliseum. Please take a moment to identify the emergency exits closest to you. We have checked these exits and other emergency equipment in the building and verified that they are operable. All event staff have been trained to assist in case of an emergency. Please follow their directions. Children are welcome at today's ceremony. However, please take full advantage of our concourse area at the top of the arena if they need to move around. After the ceremony is complete, graduates will exit the arena. They will re-enter the arena in another area. Please do not follow the graduates, as their exit is also the exit for our disabled guests. Thank you for your attendance, and congratulations to you all.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dr. Dan Mahoney, President of Winthrop University, and I welcome you to the commencement exercises in this, our 132nd year. Please give Dr. Lori Crochet and the Winthrop Commencement Band a round of applause for their wonderful concert prior to the ceremony today. As we begin today with the singing of the national anthem, I want to take this opportunity to thank all military veterans, students, guests, and Winthrop faculty and staff alike. Please join me in a round of applause for their service to us and this great country. And now, please join me in the national anthem as the City of Rock Hill Fire Department Honor Guard presents the colors, and Ms. Megan Calkins leads us in the song. After the national anthem, Dr. Linda Pickett, Faculty Marshal and Associate Professor of Education, will deliver the spirit of celebration. Gentlemen, please remove your caps.
Good morning. We are gathered together today in the spirit of celebration, of rejoicing in the endings and beginnings that are represented by graduation. We recognize the opportunities to build new friendships and relationships are to be cherished. We recognize the need for the gift of patience and openness as we take the time to grow, to learn about one another, to savor the commonalities that draw us closer, and to appreciate the differences that make each of us a unique and valued individual. We celebrate also the common mission that occupies the energies of all of us, the mission of educating ourselves and others, instilling the knowledge, values, and learning skills that will sustain us in changing times and motivate us to help build a better society. Today, at this special event, there are many celebrants, the graduates, their families and friends, and the faculty and staff at Winthrop University who have enjoyed their time with these students. For the graduates, this is the beginning of a fascinating period in their lives as they take on new challenges and opportunities. Let us all observe a moment of silence to allow each of us, in our own way, to meditate on the special meaning that today holds for our graduates. Thank you.
Please be seated. It is my pleasure to begin these exercises by recognizing the members of the platform party. First, our trustees give their time and talent to ensure that Winthrop University remains grounded in our rich traditions while also addressing the needs of today's students. I ask each trustee present to stand as I introduce them. Mr. Carl Fulkins, Chair of the Board from Florence. Mr. Tim Hopkins from Lugoff. Dr. Jane LaRoche from Camden. Mr. Tim Cease from Mount Pleasant. Ms. Janet Smalley from Walhalla. And Dr. Michael Linscomb representing the faculty. Representatives of the Board of Trustees, please join me in giving them thanks for their good work. Thank you. Next, I would ask the senior leadership and executive officers of the university to stand and be recognized for their leadership and support of our institution's mission. Thank you. Next, I ask the academic deans, graduate directors, and chair of Graduate Faculty Assembly to stand and be recognized for their leadership and support of our students and our faculty. Thank you. I also want to recognize the good work of our faculty and student marshals, faculty readers, and our sign language interpreter. Will you all please stand? Thank you. There are several individuals on the platform who will be more fully introduced later in the ceremony, but I want to recognize them briefly now. Please welcome our speaker, Winthrop's 2017 Distinguished Professor, Dr. John Bird, and Dr. David McDonald, President of the Winthrop University Alumni Association. The quality of any university depends on the knowledge, skill, and dedication of its faculty. Winthrop's faculty are some of the most gifted anywhere, and I'm proud to be considered among their ranks. I now ask our faculty to rise and remain standing. Members of the faculty, your skill in and dedication to teaching and learning, your commitment to our students' intellectual development, your scholarly endeavors, and your institutional and professional stewardship creating a learning environment that allows our students to explore and expand their potential. Through your mentorship, our students acquire knowledge and skills that enrich their lives and prepare them to meet the needs and challenges of the communities in which they live. Because of you, our students discover their potential for success. I will ask all those present to join me in celebration of the continuing contributions of the Winthrop University faculty. You can be seated. Two very important awards will now be presented. The first is the President's Award for Academic Excellence, which is presented at each commencement to the undergraduate degree recipient having the highest cumulative grade point average. This fall's representative is an English major from Clover. It is my pleasure to invite Emily Ruth Sparrow to join me at the podium and to receive the December 2017 President's Award for Academic Excellence. Emily is graduating in 3.5 years with her major in English and minors in mathematics and geography. She is also a member of the Winthrop cross-country team. She is accepted into the Peace Corps and will soon be teaching English in Mongolia. Emily Ruth Barrow, it is with pride that the Board of Trustees and Winthrop University, we present you with the President's Award for Academic Excellence to you on the 16th day of December 2017. Congratulations. The second award is the James Pinckney Kennard Award, James Pinckney Kennard and Lee Wicker Kennard Award, which honors excellence in teaching. It is my pleasure to introduce the 2017 Kennard Award winner, Dr. Cheryl Fortner-Wood, Professor of Psychology from the College of Arts and Sciences. I ask Cheryl to join me at the podium to receive this award. Dr. Fortner-Wood joined the Winthrop faculty in 1998 after completing her doctorate in child development and family studies at Purdue University. She was promoted to associate professor in 2004 and to professor in 2016. In addition to her teaching duties in psychology, she has directed Winthrop's McNair Scholars Program since 2009. The program has been very successful in promoting outstanding undergraduate research and in preparing McNair Scholars for graduate school. Dr. Cheryl Fortner-Wood is with pride that the Board of Trustees and Winthrop University present to you the 2017 James Pinckney Kennard and Lee Wicker Kennard Award for Excellence in Teaching. Congratulations, Cheryl. Congratulations. Winthrop University has a tradition of inviting our prior year's distinguished professor to provide remarks to our graduating students. Today's speaker received Winthrop's highest faculty award at the commencement ceremony last May. Dr. Bird's career spanned 3 decades, including 24 at Winthrop University. A model of a teacher and a scholar, Dr. Bird creatively engaged students through his inspirational, humorous, and strategic teaching. From the sublime to the mundane, he used tools of literature to help students understand the rich tapestry of the human experience. Dr. Bird is also a renowned scholar of Mark Twain. He is the author of dozens of publications, all on Twain and his work. He served as the past president and vice president of the Twain Society and editor of the Mark Twain Annual. Most recently, he discovered a newly finished and never published children's story entitled Prince Oleomargarine in Twain's papers. Discovery led to a New York Times feature article and publication of this delightful piece. Dr. Bird retired in May, and we're happy he has agreed to return to speak to our new graduates. Please join me in welcoming Dr. John Bird, Emeritus Professor of English and the 2017 Distinguished Professor.
Thank you, President Mahoney. When I hear an introduction like that, I wonder who it is, but it is I. So, graduates, I'm talking to you. Let's play school one more time. You know how to play school. We've been making you do it for a long time. So, raise your hand if you're ready to graduate. All right, okay, very good. We taught you well. You know how to do this. So, raise your hand if you're happy. Okay, most of the hands went up. That's good. Now, raise your hand if you're a little relieved. Okay, that's almost everybody. That's good. One more time, and I want you to be honest. Raise your hand if you're a bit afraid. Okay. That's okay. It's perfectly natural to be a bit afraid. Today marks a day of celebration, but it also marks one of the biggest changes in your lives. For the past 16 years, or maybe more, your lives have been planned out for you. Now you enter a period of uncertainty. Some of you have your future already figured out, but many of you are not sure what comes next. So it's natural to face this exciting day with some fear. And I must confess this, I'm afraid too. Not because I have to give a speech. Jerry Seinfeld said people's worst fear is death. The number one fear is death. And the number 2 fear is public speaking. So the worst thing that you would have to do is give a eulogy. That's a Seinfeld joke. But that's not my fear, mostly my fear. I'm afraid that this speech is going to fail miserably. A commencement speaker is supposed to inspire you, to get you ready for your next big steps in life. When they asked me to give this speech, they asked me what words of wisdom I would offer the Winthrop graduates of 2017. So I gave them my title, Words of Wisdom Rarely Found in Commencement Speeches. Despite my fear and despite the likelihood of failure, I will at least try. Bear with me, but don't expect too much. I realize I'm here because of something I did or did not do when I graduated from college 40 years ago. 40. In 1977, I skipped my graduation from Appalachian State University. I didn't see the point in attending a ceremony that put a stamp of approval on something I had already achieved. Instead, I went camping, alone, at the Outer Banks. I slept in a little pup tent. I sat on the beach, alone, and read Walden. Hey, give me a break. I was an English major. Now, ever since I skipped my commencement because I marched to the beat of a different drummer, I've paid for it. Commencement karma, that's what I call it. It's a good thing you decided to come here today because you will not suffer commencement karma, as I have for the past 40 years. I received my PhD from the University of Rochester in 1986, and even though I went to that ceremony, that was not enough to stave off the dreaded commencement karma. Because I thought my undergraduate commencement was not important enough for me to attend, I've had to attend commencement after commencement after commencement. In the past 30 years, nearly 60 commencements. 60 times putting on my gaudy regalia from the University of Rochester, my Big Bird costume. It may permanently go into the closet after today. I have a feeling that karma has finally been paid. I can only hope. I'm not saying that these commencements have not brought me any joy. They have. Much joy as I watch thousands of students I've taught receive their diplomas, and I'll watch some of you that I've taught walk today. No, the punishment came from only one source: commencement speakers. Speaker after speaker giving their empty words of wisdom, trying so hard but failing at this impossible task. I can honestly say that I don't remember a dozen words from that long parade of commencement speakers. I'll confess that I almost always timed them with my watch, enduring their drivel, wishing they would just shut up. So I'm perfectly aware of what many of you are doing right now, and I can't blame you. You're lucky. I just had a watch. You have smartphones. Don't worry, I know what you're doing. I can see, yeah. Ever since I heard this story, my hero among commencement speakers has been the great American writer Kurt Vonnegut, who gave the 1997 commencement speech at MIT. He stood up and said, "Wear sunscreen." Then he sat down. Finally, words of wisdom. The only problem with that story is that it's not true. Not only did he not say that, he was not even the commencement speaker at MIT in 1997. So once again, failure. So it goes. English majors, I hope you got that reference. No. The few times, read Slaughterhouse-5, really. The few times I found commencement speakers somewhat interesting were the times they told the crowd something about their own lives, their personal history. I was going to resist that urge, but then I remembered what Thoreau wrote in Walden about using first person. I am confined to that theme by the narrowness of my experience. That was a joke, by the way. Walden, for all its seriousness, is actually very funny. For example, when Thoreau's talking about what he did with his time in the woods, he wrote, "I have watered the red huckleberry, which might have withered else in dry seasons." Now think about it. He wasn't walking around Walden Woods with a watering can when he watered the wild huckleberry. Okay. My road to the commencement I skipped, was not a straight one. I dropped out of college after my freshman year at the University of North Carolina. Actually, I dropped out during my freshman year. I was eager to go to college, but after a few months of huge introductory classes, I realized I was totally burned out on school. High school had done me in, and college was killing me. At Thanksgiving that year, I begged my parents to let me drop out. I was the oldest of 4 kids, and neither of my parents had been able to go to college, even though they both were very smart and very much wanted to go. They told me to stay until the end of the fall semester. Then at Christmas, they told me to stay until the end of the school year. See what they were up to. I went my spring semester wandering around Chapel Hill and sitting in my dorm room learning to play the mandolin. The only class I went to with any regularity was a PE class, volleyball and soccer. I drove out of Chapel Hill in May thinking that was the end of college for me. I got a job loading fiberglass rolls onto a machine that glued them to various backings. I did that for almost a year, roll after roll after roll. I worked at Chick-fil-A at South Park in Charlotte, the day shift, with adults who were making fast food their careers. That was pretty sobering. Then I got a job at Carowinds in its first years playing mandolin in a bluegrass band. My freshman year was finally paying off. At the end of the summer in 1975, the guitar player asked me to share a house with him in Boone. I could live in the mountains and play bluegrass. Then I figured, if I was going to live in Boone, I might as well go to college. Appalachian let me in, amazingly. When I registered, they asked me what my major was. I paused and then said, still to my astonishment, English. It's all planned out. But something had happened to me because of those supposedly wasted 2 years. I became a student again. Nerds. Did anybody hear that speech? Okay. I was on fire for learning in a way I had not been since elementary school. When I graduated with a degree in English and secondary teaching in 1977, I was very excited about becoming a teacher. But then the fear set in. I applied for several teaching jobs, but nothing happened. I even had an interview with a school in a rural county where my Uncle Jack was on the school board. I was a shoo-in for this job, but they turned me down. The summer was more than halfway over, and I still didn't have a teaching job. They said 1977 was the worst year ever for hiring. I think they always say that, just to scare you. They're probably saying it about 2017. I was in despair. Is Chick-fil-A still hiring? Then one day after a show at Carowinds, somebody came backstage and said a man wanted to talk to the band about hiring us for a job. I still had most of my clothes on, so I went out to talk to him. He was a high school principal in Mooresville, North Carolina, and he wanted to hire our band to do a show at his school. I jokingly said, "Do you need an English teacher?" I started my teaching career that August, and I have never left school since until I retired from Winthrop in May. 40 years of teaching, first at that high school for 2 years, probably the most challenging and rewarding teaching I ever did, and many of you are about to be teachers, and you're going to make the world a better place. Then back at Appalachian for a master's degree, then on to the University of Rochester for a PhD. Somewhere in there I met my wife, which made things a whole lot better. It's a hard journey, but it's so good when you have somebody to walk with you. My parents joked that they couldn't get me to go back to school, but now they couldn't get me to leave. I suspect many of you have had a similarly crooked road toward this moment. I remember my fear that summer. I know what many of you are feeling right now. Take heart from my story. Things can work out when you least expect it. Keep your eyes and ears open for that knock on the door. I realize that doesn't exactly pass for words of wisdom. I go back to my fear that I have none to give you. But maybe my old friend Henry David Thoreau can help. So I open Walden once again and find these reassuring words of wisdom from Thoreau. Practically, the old have no very important advice to give to the young. Curse you, Henry! Then I remember that trip to the Outer Banks 40 years ago, alone on those barrier islands when I should have been in Boone for my graduation, reading Walden, this time not for class but for myself. I wrote in my journal that this was my Walden Pond. I never found the companion that was so companionable as solitude, Thoreau told me. How many a man has dated a new era in his life from the reading of a book? One night on Ocracoke, the only camper in a little campground, a storm came up. I retreated to my car to ride out the storm. The wind came up and blew my pup tent into some scrub brush. The sky got darker, and then the rain and the lightning and thunder started. It was crashing all around me. I sat alone in my Chevelle Malibu and wrote in my journal intermittently when there was light. I still have it, and you can see where it trails off because I was writing in the dark. Then the hail started coming down. It was pounding on the roof of the car. The wind started blowing the hail sideways, and then the hail actually came in through the windows of the car, into the car. I was covered with hail that night in May all alone. I was so scared. I actually thought that I might die. It felt that dire. But it was great. I felt so alive. This was one of the greatest moments of my life. Suddenly I knew who I was. I was all alone on a tiny sliver of an island with water on both sides, trapped in a raging hailstorm. I was alive. I had made it through school. I was prepared for a career, and I was determined that this was going to happen. I realize now that it was the right thing for me to do to skip my graduation, to find time to be totally alone with just myself for company, to find out and face who I really was, to focus on what my plans were, what my dreams were. And I realize now it was even worth commencement karma to find that out. In the great conclusion of Walden, and I'm reaching at my not-so-great conclusion if you're timing me at home. In the great conclusion of Walden, Thoreau writes these words: I learned this, at least, by my experiment, that if one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet with a success unexpected in common hours. And this: if you have built castles in the air, your work need not be lost. That is where they should be. Now put the foundations under them. He wrote those words for me. And if you will take them, he wrote those words for you. And I know by my life experience that those words are true, that these at last are words of wisdom. So I tell you this, in my final attempt not to fail at my impossible task here today, advance confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you have imagined in all these years of school and learning and dreaming, and you really will meet with success beyond your dreams. I know it's true because it happened to me. College truly is a time to build castles in the air. I know you've built them in your imagination, in your dreams. Now put the foundations under them. You can do this. When you walk out of the Coliseum today, you're walking into your future, into the future you've been preparing for many years. Walk confidently. Don't be afraid. Be bold. This is your time at last. You can do this. Raise your hand if you think you can. You can do this. You can do this. Oh, and two last words of wisdom. Wear sunscreen. Thank you.
Thank you, John, for another very insightful, entertaining speeches, as yours always are. I always enjoy listening to you, and I only went to one of my 3 commencements, so commencement karma is real. It really is. He's right. It's true. I've attended quite a few since then. Well, now for the moment you've all been waiting for. Graduates, are you ready? I am most pleased to welcome all of the degree candidates to this commencement ceremony. All of you worked diligently to reach this stage, and this commencement ceremony is an achievement of great significance. To honor and recognize your achievement, we will first move to the hooding of the graduate degree candidates and the presentations of their degrees. Dr. Deborah Boyd, Provost, will present the candidates for degree.
from the College of Business Administration, will the candidates for the degree of Master of Business Administration please stand? From the Richard W. Riley College of Education, will the candidates for the degree of Master of Science, Master of Education, and Master of Arts in Teaching please stand? From the College of Visual and Performing Arts, will the candidates for the degree of Master of Arts, Master of Fine Arts, and Master of Music please stand? From the College of Arts and Sciences, will the candidates for the degree of Master of Social Work, Master of Liberal Arts, Master of Science, and Master of Arts please stand? Dr. Mahoney, these candidates have met all the requirements for their respective degrees, and it is with pleasure that I present them to you.
With the recommendations of the graduate faculty, the academic deans, and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon each of you the recommended master's degree with all the privileges and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Congratulations. Now, please be seated for just a moment. As directed by the marshals, you will come to the stage to be hooded and receive your diplomas. I ask Dr. Folkens to join me and Dean of Graduate School, Dr. Jack Duraki, in extending the university's congratulations. For the family and friends who wish to take photographs or videos, please feel free to do so. However, we ask that you remain seated to avoid interrupting the ceremony.
Dean P.N. Saxena and Dr. Keith Benson will hood graduate candidates for the College of Business Administration. The Master of Business Administration degree, Mohammed Makwim Amakwim. Casey Nicole Fennell. Anna Lee Jenkins. Melissa Renee Jones. Garrett Clark Kiao. Claire Marie Mooney Melvin. Christian Blaine Sace. Sarah Emily Tavaro. Richard Keith Webster. Brittany Nia Joyce Woodland. Myosha Elise York. The Master of Business Administration degree, accounting emphasis, Evan Ray Andert. Amber Marie Conley. Suave Dimitri Davis. Crystal Marquita Gonzalez. Saleh Monet Holmes. Renee Danielle Johnson. Yasmin Marie Kirkwood. Ashley Noel Richard. Zhongning Shen. Dean Jenny F. Rakestraw and Dr. Marshall Jones will hood graduate candidates for the Richard W. Riley College of Education. The Master of Science degree, Tyler Matthew Wozniak. The Master of Education degree, Zail Caraballo Hernandez. Maya Renee Evans. Kristen Rianne Hardwick. Brittany Ann Johnson. Jessica Lynn Kelly. Jennifer Rose Knowlton. Cardio Anthony Mack. Dariel Omar White. The Master of Arts in Teaching degree, Ten Tat Vo. Dean Jeffrey Bellantoni and Dr. Andrew Vorderbrugge will hood graduate candidates for the College of Visual and Performing Arts. The Master of Arts degree, Victoria Rader Carter. Kimberly Nicole Howard Noble. Kiera Bridget Maria Rayburn. Philip Stephen Thomas. The Master of Fine Arts degree, Kimberly Ann Fabio. Samantha Valdez.
Dean Takeda Sumter and Dr. Gregory Oakes will hood graduate candidates for the College of Arts and Sciences. The Master of Social Work degree, Caressa Damalis Fernandez. The Master of Liberal Arts degree, Brandon Christopher Lounsbury. The Master of Science degree, Allison Kayla Barbera. Heather Michelle Biaggi. Taryn Pine Burke. Brian Benson England III. Rhonda Michelle Hearn. Rachel Elizabeth Holland. Tara Marie Grace Lavelle. Lauren Cobb Littman. Tony J. Mamajek. Edward J. McAleer. Ivy Nicole Owens. Alina Victoria Pittman. Herbert Nelson Schoonover. Jessica Maria Shaylor. Elizabeth Black Smith. Lauren Diane Wright. The Master of Arts degree, Adrian Miranda Houston. Holly Jade Webb. Robert Lewis Wilson. Alexander Keith Wyndham.
Work for everybody. There we go. Thank you very much, whoever turned that back on. Please join me in acknowledging the significant accomplishments of these graduates. We will now proceed to the conferring of undergraduate degrees. We will present and confer the degrees for each college separately. Each college candidates will be presented and have their degrees conferred. Then that college's degree recipients will come to the platform and receive their diplomas and congratulations from the university. For the family and friends who wish to take photographs or videos, please feel free to do so. However, again, ask you remain seated to avoid interrupting the ceremony.
I'll now ask the deans to present the candidates for undergraduate degrees from their respective colleges. We shall begin with the Dean of the College of Business Administration, Dr. P.N. Saxena.
Will the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Arts please rise? Dr. Boyd, these candidates have fulfilled all the requirements for their degrees. On behalf of the faculty, I'm happy to present them to you.
Dr. Mahoney, these candidates from the College of Business Administration have fulfilled all the requirements for their respective degrees, and it gives me great pleasure to present them to you for the conferring of those degrees.
With the recommendations of the faculty, the Dean of the College of Business Administration, and the Provost, and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the appropriate degree with all the privileges and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Congratulations. Now, please be seated for a moment. As directed by the marshals, you will come to the stage to receive your diplomas.
Dean P.N. Saxena will present diplomas for the College of Business Administration. The Bachelor of Science degree, Carlissa Marie Alston. Pietro Bottari. Christina Nicole Cass. Taiwan Markel Chaplin. Mason Allen Cole. Dontavius Lewis Coleman. Cameron Richard Corcoran. Aaron Christopher Daines. Kyle Wayne DeBryan. Nigel Malik Dendy. Joshua Reynolds East. Shane Louis Easterling. Courtney Meredith Fetchen. Corey Patricia Fletcher. Morgan Elizabeth Floyd, cum laude. Joshua William Fogel, cum laude. Rosalind Alicia Graham. Chelsea Simone Green Williams. Anna Elizabeth Guild. Mark Samuel Hubbard. Emily Christine Huckins, summa cum laude. Teresa Smathers Hurst. Kaylin Nicole Johnson. Marquise Lamar Jones. William Seth Keefe. Patrick Rayshawn Marks. Brittany Sarah Mae Martin. Graham Curtis Metallic. Malika Deshana McMickle. Cassie Muller Meacham. Paige Nicole Meinke. Jose Manuel Mencia Arita. Abigail Green Miles. Martivia Anle Mitchell. Nathan Bailey Moss, summa cum laude. Tyler Anthony Niederhut, cum laude. Kinslow Stevens Norrington, Jr. Jennifer Jones Oliver. Mallory Faith Perez. Kenneth William Perkinson, summa cum laude. William Walter Quinton, magna cum laude. Angelina Sierra Richards. Drusilla Scott Rigel. Ronald Philip Sellers. Taylor Lee Sarandos. Chantal Thomas. Michaela Flory Thomas. Casey Lynn Tyner, summa cum laude. Samira Aliyah Nicole Tucker. William Joseph Termon. Emma Marie Weekland. Dashari Anitris Williams. Olivia Marie Wilson.
W. Riley College of Education. Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science please rise? These candidates, Dr. Boyd, have fulfilled all requirements for their degrees, and on behalf of the faculty, it is with pleasure that I present them to you. Dr. Mahoney, these candidates from the Richard W. Riley College of Education have fulfilled all the requirements for their respective degrees, and it gives me great pleasure to present them to you for the conferring of their degrees.
With the recommendations of the faculty, the Dean of the College of Education, and the Provost, and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the appropriate degree with all the privileges and responsibilities therefore appertaining. Congratulations. Please be seated for a moment. As directed by the marshals, you'll come to the stage to receive your diplomas.
Dean Jenny F. Rakestraw will present diplomas for the Richard W. Riley College of Education, the Bachelor of Science degree, Alexia Latrace Abraham. Aubrey Noel Arnold. Reagan Marissa Bailey. Bridget Christine Baker. Sarah Elizabeth Barnwell. India Janae Bennett. Kimberlyn Elizabeth Boyles. Sade Shimon Bradley. Symphony Dashay Buford. Patrick Adam Craven, honors recognition. Destiny Katerina Cumby. Tori Danielle Cunningham. Brittany Rose Davis. Tazaris O'Brien Evans. Hannah Laura Evett, cum laude. John Perry Falconberry. Shakina Janae Frazier. Betty Alexandria Green. Ashlyn Denise Greer. John Joseph Guerrero, the fourth. Brittany Lee Gwynn. Deonica Shakur Harris. Bethany Lynn Hartline, cum laude. Jalen Lorenzo Hood. Shaniqua Nicole Hunter. Brandy Chanel Jakes. Paige Lizetta Jenkins, cum laude. Desiree Andrea Johnson. Joshua Daniel Johnson. Christopher Alexander Jones. Michael Scott Jocelyn. Hannah Sky Kulo. Carrie Ann Larita. Brindis Nicole Lundberg. Melanie Annette Monagalt. Mary Elizabeth Moss. Shaquem T. O'Neill. Midta Panpom. Jalen DeQuan Pratt. Tyler Houston Ray. Stephen Denzel. Stephen Denzel Xavier Rimbert. Andrew Lee Roddy. Alexis Nakia Ross. Morgan Lara Ruff. Destiny Ashanti Scott. Brianna Kelly Shacker Lassane. Elizabeth Caroline Skaggs. James Brett Skonecki. Corey Thomas Sloan. Aisheda Monique Smith Hughes. Iman Shamir Spencer. Patrick Sanchez DeAndre Stoddard. Tamara Nakisha Sweeney. Margaret Campbell Taylor. Brisha Lanai Totley. Kimya Danae Watson. Kristen A. Williams. Wesley Brian Williams.
Dean Jeff Bellantoni will present the candidates from the College of Visual and Performing Arts.
Will the candidates for the following degrees please rise? Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Music, Bachelor of Music Education, and Bachelor of Arts. Dr. Boyd, on behalf of the faculty, I am pleased to present these candidates who have fulfilled every requirement for their respective degrees.
Dr. Mahoney, these candidates from the College of Visual and Performing Arts have fulfilled all the requirements for their respective degrees, and it gives me pleasure to present them to you for the conferring of their degrees.
With the recommendation of the faculty, the Dean of the College of Visual and Performing Arts, and the Provost, and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the appropriate degree with all the privileges and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Congratulations.
Dean Jeffrey Bellantoni will present diplomas for the College of Visual and Performing Arts. The Bachelor of Fine Arts degree, Renee Baker Holliday. The Bachelor of Music Education degree, Marion Christopher Lamar Middleton, cum laude. The Bachelor of Arts degree, Taylor Melinda Baker. Jenna Louise Kane. Devon Jamarcus Ford. Anthony Deshawn Hodges. Ashley Nicole Minton. Morgan Taylor Naroth. Catherine Elizabeth Powell. Brianna Ashley Stillinger. Carly Adair Tomlinson, magna cum laude.
Dean Takeda Sumter will present the candidates from the College of Arts and Sciences.
Will the candidates for the following degrees please rise? Bachelor of Social Work, Bachelor of Science, and Bachelor of Arts. These candidates have fulfilled all the requirements for their degrees, Dr. Boyd, and on behalf of the faculty, I am pleased to present them to you.
Dr. Mahoney, these candidates have fulfilled all the requirements for their respective degrees, and it gives me great pleasure to present them to you for the conferring of their degrees.
With the recommendations of the faculty, the Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, and the Provost, and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the appropriate degree with all the privileges and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Congratulations. Please be seated for a moment. As directed by the marshals, you'll come to the stage to receive your diplomas.
Dean Chiquita Sumter will present diplomas for the College of Arts and Sciences. The Bachelor of Social Work degree, Ilemi Aguilar. Anna Elizabeth Covington. Sharon Yvette Cruz Mangia. Jarkenia Levon Clover. Jessica Tyra Gordon. Chantel A. Howell. Dylan Wilson Incalar, cum laude. Ebony Darcel McCall. Brittany Nicole Reese. Taylor Elaine Sampson. Keontae Shanice Scott. Taylor Wilkes Young. The Bachelor of Science degree, A. Renee Allison. Hannah Lee Bedingfield, cum laude. Emily Ann Bellinger. Atlanta Paige Benjamin. Kayla Matoya Bowman. Chelsea McKenna Bruce. Benjamin Joseph Caron. Lindsay Rebecca Corbett. Christina Rose Crocchio. Brooke Maria Davis. Anna Fair Dupre. Deanna Akira Gadsden. Tiffany Alexis Gilliard Holmes. Elizabeth Sierra Parson Green. Anne Frances Hefner, honors recognition. Audrey Morgan Helm. Sydney Carol Horn, cum laude. Olivia Jameson. Alicia Nicole Jeffries. Olivia Anisette Livingston, cum laude, honors degree program. Audrey Chizoba Mandu Ike. Reeves Elizabeth McMillan. Brianna Jonay McNeil. Carrie Taylor McQueen. Mackenzie Leela Mitchell Magna cum laude. Olivia Marie Newton. Okay. Shakila Rashida Page. Nakia Jamise Patton. Carolina Trin Pham, summa cum laude. Danielle Shanice Primes. John Tyler Robbins, magna cum laude. Deshira Nicole Sampson. Ayana Abdallah Shahid. Andrew Richard Scow. Kimberly Dawn Tipton. Mackenzie Alex Ware. The Bachelor of Arts degree, Hakeem Darrell Anderson. Landon Camille Bailey, cum laude. Richard Charles Baisley III, magna cum laude, honors program degree. Louis Whitney Barano, Jr. Generis Janae Bowens. Torrin Eugene Bell. Rachel Naomi Broadway, summa cum laude. Madison Ray Bush. Elisa Malia Lamboy Salso. Maria Gabrielle Clarkin. Stephanie Rose Copeland, magna cum laude, honors program degree. Augusta Lee Couch. December Nicole Cucaro. Scott Anthony D'Amico. Emily Elaine Days. Robert Edward Deaton. Shakavia Diana DeWalt. Julia Ann Dooley. Alessandria Danielle Durham. Sarah Amy Edwards. Catherine Angel Paradise Ellison, magna cum laude. Michael James Ennis. Jacqueline Breon Evans. Destiny Marie Farrell, magna cum laude. Austin Lee Fowler, cum laude. Shabria Brianna Fullwood. Jasmine Orlandis Gary. Nicholas Gibson Harper. Emily Grace Gill, magna cum laude. Hagan H. Glenn. Kelsey Morgan Hazlip. Nicholas Richard Husing. Christina Marie Howarth, cum laude. Janae Nicole Jackson. Taylor Kristen Jenkins. Brianna Evangeline Kilgore. Bridget Margaret LaBerge. Zachary Duncan Littlejohn. Bradford Parks Lockhart. Leslie Xavier Lovett. Miguel Angel Lujano. Paul Thomas Malarich. Caitlin Page Miller. Kiera Elaine Montgomery. Holly Suzanne Morgan. Ajane Laquan Mungeon. Samantha Leah Renee Perry, cum laude. Leah Michelle Price. Lonnie Catherine Reynolds. Morgan Courtney Rogers. Bria Simone Seabrooks. What's this? Corey Shirley Jr., he says. Jalen Danelle Smith, magna cum laude. Gina Rochelle Smith. Jenna Michelle Smoke. Emily Ruth Sparrow, summa cum laude, honors program degree. Christina Michelle Stokes. Bridget Lee Talent, cum laude. Craig Julius Taylor. Chelsea Nicole Telfair. Savannah Lee Templeton. Dirk Michael Thomas. Morgan Genevieve Welch. Jordan Nicole Wright.
Please join me again in congratulating all of these graduates. Now, please welcome Dr. David McDonald, class of 2001, and president of the Alumni Association. He is here today to welcome our newest graduates to the ranks of Winthrop alumni.
Good afternoon. On behalf of Winthrop alumni, I want to congratulate you today on this achievement and welcome you to your new extended Winthrop family living all over the world. If you are an alumni of Winthrop, please stand and let us thank you for continuing to support Winthrop and being with us today. Winthrop alumni, please stand. I know that everyone gathered today anxiously looks forward to seeing the tremendous things that each of you will accomplish as an alumni of Winthrop. The memories you've made here at Winthrop will forever impact your life. I encourage you to continue to support Winthrop by sharing your individual stories. The single greatest duty we have as alumni is to carry Winthrop forward in the future. Share your Winthrop experience with everyone and know that your degree will forever be a part of you. As you enter the next stage of your Winthrop involvement, know that our alma mater will be judged by our accomplishments, character, and the good that we do in our communities. Winthrop will always be your alma mater, as it is mine and the thousands before and after us. Stay involved, be a supporter, and help continue the Winthrop experience. That is our responsibility to our alma mater. Congratulations, and we are incredibly proud to welcome you to the Winthrop University Alumni Association.
Thank you, David. Just a couple things to say before we complete the ceremony today. First of all, I want you to recognize what a significant accomplishment this is. In the United States, only about 30% of the people ever earn a four-year college degree. So you're among a very small elite group. Those of you who finished master's degrees, only 10% of the country finishes master's degrees or doctoral degrees. So congratulations on that. You've done something that most Americans never accomplish, and you shouldn't ignore how significant that is. And you didn't earn just any degree, you earned a Winthrop degree, which means you had to earn it. Because our faculty love our students, but it's a tough love. They work you hard, they prepare you. They prepare you because we don't know what's going to happen next. As much as you may think you know what your life holds ahead of you, you do not. As Dr. Bird's speech indicated, I don't think you knew exactly where you were headed when you finished 40-some years ago. 30 years ago, I was sitting where you're sitting. And I was determined that I was never going to be involved with education again for the rest of my life. That lasted for 16 months. Spent nearly the last 29 years involved with education. I couldn't be happier. But with a well-rounded education, you're prepared for whatever life hands to you in the future. So I encourage you to embrace the challenges, embrace the opportunities, use your Winthrop education, and have a significant impact on the world. That's what we all hope for you. So again, congratulations. Now I ask each graduating student with a Winthrop ring to turn the ring outward so that the seal faces the world, just as you will face the world with all the opportunities your Winthrop degree will provide to you. Now, all the undergraduate degree recipients who are moving much too quickly on this, grab your tassels. Wait. Move them from the right to the left as a sign that you've completed your baccalaureate degree. Congratulations again. The degrees we award today signify the collaboration among students, faculty, advisors, and mentors. And just as important, almost every degree represents the commitment and assistance of family and friends. Therefore, would all the parents, spouses, and children of today's graduates please stand and be recognized. Thank you. And now, would all the grandparents, great-grandparents, brothers, sisters, cousins, fiancés, and all of the relatives who supported you through this process, please rise. Many thanks to everyone for attending today's ceremony, and again, thank you for your support of Winthrop University. I will ask everyone to stand and join in the singing of the alma mater, which is listed on the last page of the program. Ms. Calkins will lead us in the alma mater, and the recession will immediately follow.
drive carefully home, wherever home may be. Leave your music on the stand, please, and we'll get that for you. If any of you can stick